This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Good evening to you at 7. I'm Amanda Starantino at the WRTV studios.
And I'm Mark Mullins, social distancing in my temporary home studio. And first tonight, Governor Holcomb announced the reopening of the state this afternoon. But as he promised, that reopening is not happening all at one time, but instead in 5 stages lasting through July 4th. Indiana has been in stage 1 since March, by the way. That is a near total lockdown. But starting Monday, most of the state will move to stage 2, where restrictions will start to loosen, with the exception of Marion, Lake, and Cass counties, where coronavirus cases are the highest. Governor Holcomb says the changes are well thought out, but not set in stone.
Of course, this roadmap is subject to change. New guidance provided regularly, and the more that is known about this disease every day may alter our course.
For more specific details on each phase of Indiana's reopening plan, you can go to our website, theindychannel.com. Let's get the latest numbers from the State Department of Health now. The Indiana death toll is now at 1,062. The number of confirmed cases in our state sits at more than 18,000.
And tonight, the dramatic story of a young doctor who beat COVID-19. That doctor is now helping out during this pandemic at one of the VA hospitals in our area. RTV6's Cornelia Socker talked to him about his experience with the virus and how it shaped the first days of his medical career.
At this point in time, we just have to be very cautious about what we do.
That advice from Dr. David Vega comes a little more than a month after he recovered from COVID-19.
If you're going to go out in public, please wear a mask. Try to limit going outside as much as possible and just be smart. I think it's important to continue to social distance from other people.
At 27, he's what so many would consider the picture of perfect health. Young, fit, no pre-existing conditions, all things he thought would spare him from the worst of the virus if he caught it. But that wasn't the case.
This had you out of commission for how many days?
About 2 weeks. I would say a week and a half. Started feeling a bit better, and then finally by 2 weeks, I would say I was on the mend.
He opened up about his experience in an Instagram post, sharing how he had an unrelenting fever and chills for 7 days and ended up losing 10 pounds. Eventually, he was able to fight off the virus. Now, Dr. Vega is sharing his story because he says he wants you to learn from his mistakes.
For me personally, knowing and experiencing this virus itself and knowing how deadly it is, it did make me want to do something, now that I'm healthy.
Cornelius Hawker, RTV6.
As for how he caught the virus, Dr. Vega says he will probably never know. He spent 2 months working in Africa and then flew back to the U.S., coming in contact with people through airports and long flights. He then spent a week in South Florida seeing family and friends before coming back to Indianapolis, and that's when his symptoms started. And tonight, restaurant owners in Indiana are making plans to reopen as part of stage 2 of the state's plan. Restaurants can reopen at 50% capacity on May 11th. Our Nicole Griffin is talking to a local restaurant owner in Hamilton County about her plans moving forward.
It's a local staple here in downtown Noblesville, Rosie's Place, which is located right on the square, a place where people love to go to get breakfast and lunch. The owner tells me the pandemic has caused a devastating impact on her business, but they are looking forward to reopening and welcoming customers back inside. But she says it will look very different. Rosie's Place is a restaurant where people gather. The owner describes it as more than just a place to get a bite to eat. It's a place where families make memories and celebrate special occasions.
How do you provide what a restaurant provides? It's besides just food.
Since the pandemic, Rosie's moved to zero contact carryout. They had to lay off more than 90% of their staff. And now that it's time to think about reopening, they have to figure out how to do it safely.
When what people are looking for from their local haunt that they go to is to have that community feel back where they get to come in and slide into the booth and talk to the staff and talk to each other, and we're not going to be there.
Aside from 50% capacity, state guidelines for reopening restaurants includes requiring all servers and kitchen staff to wear face coverings and be screened before each shift. Once doors reopen at Rosie's, they will still have a limited menu because they say getting the products they need is difficult and prices are much higher. Working for you in Noblesville, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
And the owner of Rosie's Place says customers should expect for social distancing to be in place for quite some time. She also says people should expect for restaurants to look similar to grocery stores with social distancing signs visible inside.
We know many businesses have slowed down during the pandemic, but for one local farm, the last 2 months have been a boom, mainly because grocery stores have had problems keeping fresh meat on their shelves. RTV6's Kelsey Anderson takes you to a farm in Hancock County that's been filling a critical need.
We raise the animals, we process the animals, and we sell direct to the consumer.
At Tyner Pond Farm, the supply can't keep up with the demand.
Yes, we're up almost 5 times what we were this time last year.
Chris Baggett owns the farm and says the current pandemic has had a positive impact on business.
It's really accelerated the move for people to buy online. We deliver for free, and that business has just exploded.
It's grown so much that they are now partnering with other farms so they can fulfill orders and help other farmers in the process.
And a lot of farmers are a little bit in a jam. For example, one of our partners is Gunthrop Farms. They're a great poultry operation, really ethical, amazing products, but they really tend to target restaurants. So now they have all this restaurant packaged product that they can't sell.
Baggett says they make sure the farmers they partner with have the same ethics as them.
Pasture raised, no antibiotics, no drugs of any kind, animals raised outdoors.
Baggett wants to remind his current and future customers they might not always have the cut of the meat you're looking for.
We take animals into process once a week. They come back once a week, and we've been selling out very quickly. And what I encourage people to do is try cuts of meat you're unfamiliar with.
Working for you, Kelsey Anderson, RTV6.
Well, that farm delivers for free. The drivers wear N95 masks, and the delivery is always contactless. Baggett wants to remind people that you don't have to buy a lot of meat to work with them. He says the average customer spends about $30 to $35.
And Mark, temperatures have jumped about 20 degrees from yesterday at this time, and we've got another significant jump for tomorrow. 65 degrees, probably the noticeable change here in the last several hours. The increasing cloud cover been streaming in from the west. Clouds may lead to a couple of sprinkles tonight. Temperatures make their move tomorrow close to 80 degrees. We'll have a change on Sunday with the chance for showers. There are a few of those sprinkles from, say, Lafayette to Fowler and then west of Covington. More on your weekend coming up.
Indianapolis Public Schools is making a major investment to help students with e-learning. Coming up, a look at the new technology they're providing.
6 working together, working for you.
This is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Well, the pandemic is forcing IPS to spend more money on computers to help kids with e-learning. As Rafael Sanchez explains, the fear is that this could happen again, and the state's largest school district will be ready to overcome its computer challenge.
These are among the thousands of computers IPS distributed several weeks ago, but the district never had enough to provide to every student in its schools. That will be a thing of the past in the fall. 14,000 new Chromebooks will be ready in the fall for 3rd through 12th graders. On top of that, 7,000 new iPads will be passed out to kids in kindergarten through 2nd grade.
So we need to be able to pivot quickly into a more virtual learning environment if and when there are cases that call for us to be at home and be a part again.
Academics planned for the classroom for the months of March and April were taught online or with paper packets. The superintendent says she's impressed with her teachers' creativity, which she sees as their boss, but also as a mother with 3 of her own children in IPS schools.
Yeah, my own daughter, her teacher is giving her feedback, recording herself talking, giving my daughter feedback on her work. And I think just that personal connection of hearing your teacher's voice and talking about the work that you're doing, for me was really just awesome to see how that relationship is still being cultivated. And so again, I think it's helping all of us really think about how do you stay focused on building relationship and building connection, even when we're apart from one another.
Rafael Sanchez with that report. The district is spending $9 million on the computers. It's also spending an extra $3 million on hotspots to help families with wireless services.
High school seniors have had to deal with a lot of changes this year, and now some are making another tough choice. Today, May 1st, would usually be college decision day, but many colleges have rolled it back to June 1st so students and families can hopefully have a clearer picture of what the fall semester might look like. One recent poll shows as many as 11% of high school seniors who would have enrolled in a 4-year school in the fall have changed their plans. Some say their family's financial situation has changed. Others say they don't want to pay tuition if classes wind up being all online. Kevin.
Temperatures on the move will be warmer tonight. Look out west, 85 in Denver, 99 in Phoenix. How warm will be tomorrow, and then what change arrives for Sunday.
Empower other people.
RTV6 is partnering with United Way to support the Central Indiana COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund.
Tonight, a look at how a new grant is making it easier for St. Vincent de Paul to feed more people amid increasing demand for its food pantry service.
Keep on coming. There we go. All right, stop right here.
We here at the St. Vincent de Paul Food Pantry, we serve about roughly 3,000 individuals that come through either by vehicle or on foot, on bus, or on bicycle. And obviously we serve them inside this building over here traditionally. But extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures. So we, in order to keep people safe, we pushed all of our food product outside, which is quite an effort. It requires all hands on deck.
So during the coronavirus outbreak, I decided to come here and volunteer to see if I could help out. And I came one day, and that was about a month and a half when I haven't left. It's nice to be able to be here and help people out. Actually, it's kind of good for my heart. It makes me feel good. People come through and they constantly thank me. And I say, well, I'm just happy that I'm healthy enough to be here.
It means a lot. I get to feed my family. Not being able to work, not being able to provide for my own. That's why y'all are here. This is an awesome contribution y'all are doing for the whole world.
A coalition of community organizations and funders have come together and administered through the United Way of Central Indiana has allowed us to maintain these services outside of our building, providing supports at a higher level. So that funding has been phenomenal because it's also allowed us to hire essential support to make this work.
I just thank you. I really do. I've always liked St. Vincent's. I've always volunteered with them, and I just really enjoy them at a time like this, and I thank you all for what you do for our community.
It's incredibly important that we thought through the whole process, and Skip was instrumental in mapping that out as we made this drastic change.
We have the greatest volunteers in the world, in my opinion. We have several that are here 4 or 5 days a week, working 20 to 40 hours a week. They're such a valuable asset, it can't be described.
On giveaway days, I'm out here in the parking lot, and the other days of the week inside packing boxes, sorting out donations, and preparing for the days that we do the drive-through.
Being a nonprofit, it's incredibly important that donations of time, donations of treasure keep us providing the services that are necessary and essential in our community. And so go to our website at spdpindy.org and look at how you can help through volunteer, donation of time, and talent.
That story was produced by the Next Generation Initiative, an Indianapolis-based not-for-profit organization that trains young people for careers in media production and digital content creation. Learn more about the Next Generation Initiative in this story at theindychannel.com. Again, this story comes to you through a partnership between RTV6 and United Way of Central Indiana. The COVID-19 Community Economic Relief Fund supports organizations that serve people and families affected by the pandemic. You can donate to that fund by texting HELP 2020 to 91999.
And Mark, clouds are taking over for now, and a few sprinkles in the western portion of the state. You've still got some sunshine in the eastern half of Indiana. Gray equals the cloud cover. The green up near, just north of Lafayette toward Fowler, some light sprinkles, and then coming in to western portions of the state in Vermilion County north of Terre Haute, some light sprinkles. That's all part of warmer air returning to central Indiana. Castleton and Fishers, both at 66. Same for Martinsville and Edinburgh. 1 degree cooler in Greenwood and Plainfield. Statewide temperatures. We have not transitioned to the strong southwest wind. When that happens, we'll really feel the difference. Foreshadowing what's tomorrow going to feel like. Evansville and Louisville are at 72 now. The warmer temperatures are just southwest of that. We've seen the clouds increase. Again, a couple of sprinkles around. Sun doesn't set until about 8:40. It will be mostly cloudy tonight. That will lead to a warmer start tomorrow. 79, the magic number. I hope we can hit 80. I'm sure some spots will, especially southwest of Indy. Not as warm Sunday because of cloud cover, change in wind direction, and the chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially over the southern half of the state. Wherever you want to relax tomorrow and enjoy the warmer temperatures, you should be able to. Temperatures pushing 80. This computer model wants to get it to 81. That's more likely south of Indianapolis. There's the key to the warm-up. That's a big piece of the puzzle. Winds out of the southwest anywhere from 15 to 25. Temperatures warming in response. Close to 80 to the north. Average high, remember, is 68 degrees. Temperatures in central Indiana just shy of that 80-degree mark, and there we are in the afternoon in southern portions of the state at 80. Want to show you tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Gray of cloud cover. We'll put this in motion, and a cold front wants to spark a shower or two maybe by 11, but it's really overnight and Sunday that we begin to see some showers and thunderstorms, especially south of Interstate 70. It will have its impact on our temperatures, about 10 degrees cooler in most locations for the second half of the weekend. 7 a.m. Sunday morning, showers, some thunderstorms from Indy south. Then as they redevelop during the afternoon hours, again, they're more likely in the southern portion of the state. As you're looking at temperatures next week, don't look for us to sustain temperatures in the 70s. We'll settle into the 60s and slide from 69 Monday to 63 Wednesday to 61 by the time we get to a week from today. Temperatures are back down into the low 60s. Have a good weekend. We'll be back with more news right after this.
Apply online today.
Welcome back. Bowling alleys are one of the many businesses considered non-essential under Indiana's stay-at-home order. While the lanes are closed at a Beech Grove spot, RTV6's Brad Brown found out there are other ways the community can lend its part.
It's not supposed to be this quiet.
When it's been 3 or 4 weeks and no sound, it's out there.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For decades, Beech Grove has seen these lanes busy until now.
We haven't closed our doors even in tornadoes and things like that, winter ice storms. So to look at them and say, hey, it's done,
Scott Seach has owned Beech Grove Bowl for more than 20 years. The building's been in the heart of downtown BG for more than 70. Not being open is something not often seen here.
We get at least a couple of phone calls every day. Are you open for bowling? Can we come bowl? So yeah, our regulars are just dying. All of us, we're all bowlers. We all want to bowl.
But Scott and his crew have kept the alley's small kitchen going, putting out pizzas and calzones by the dozen, keeping the locals in the loop.
We have a sheeted dough that we were using to make cheese breads out of. Stuffed it, folded it over, cooked it, and it worked. And we put it on the menu, and it's fastly become our #1 seller. I've actually been in airports in other cities and had people see my shirt and say, oh, I love your calzone.
BG Bowl also has a relief fund for those in need.
We pretty much posted, if you're hungry, out of work, need food, give us a call. We can use that fund to buy you dinner. So it started with $300. There's $900 in it now. We spent over $1,500 out of it. Every time something like this has happened, the ice storms and things like that, this whole community pulls together.
Hopefully soon the pins will fall here again.
My people are working. I'm working. We know that there's a lot of people who aren't working at all. So, your restaurants, they're there. They know when you need, and we're trying to help as much as we can.
Scott is making some upgrades at Beech Grove Bowl that includes digital ball tracers and alley projection systems. Some very cool stuff there. He also partners with the Didion family in owning All-Star Bowl over on Indy's east side. They're making some renovations there as well. Of course, bowlers all over the Hoosier State are hoping to be back on the lanes soon. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
And just hours until temperatures push back into the 70s and then nudge 80 degrees from Indy to the south on your Saturday. Enjoy that.
Something to look forward to. Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our next newscast is tonight at 11.